Hi guys, it's your Lib Geese Girl. Today I'm opportune to talk with Councillor Tiawan say Gongle. Okay, I'm bringing you the information on Lib Geese Girl platform that gives information, reliable happiness in the country. Like I said, I'm so much excited to reach Councillor Gongle. Okay, Councillor Gongle, I want to say thank you for welcoming us in your premises. I'm so much happy and excited meeting with you.
Thank you very much. It's my pleasure. And sorry for the voice because I've been talking a lot.
No problem. All right. Today I'm here to ask you few questions. Like my people are watching you. People want to know more about you. Yeah, some of those things that you will do because we all know that you are chasing the race of being president. Okay. So I want to ask few questions today, and I wish that you respond to my people. All right. Today, my first question on the list. Okay, first, can you tell us a little bit about your early life, like say your background, your family? So can you just explain to us?
So I grew up partially in the village and partially in the big towns. I know how to set trap. I know how to set in bird trap, rat trap. I know how to mount birds on the farm. Later on in my life, I learned how to cut bush to make farm. I joined the school education time. We used to form ourselves in a small cooperative. You would go on your mother farm, the next day you go on the other person's mother farm. And it was tough, but I learned a lot working together. And then later on I came to Monterey and lived with one lady in the city. And then I didn't like city life. I rebelled and went back to the rural area.
Okay, where? You went back where?
I came to Monterey and from here, my father was teaching me and he actually felt that I should come to Monterey to learn English. But when I came to Monterey, the English was speaking was not English because I was in the third grade and I learned English from the Peace Corps. So, for example, the lady I was staying with would say, "Ansongo Bama Kisawa." And I was like, "What do you call Kisawa?" But I know the Peace Corps lady told me Cassava, cassava. So I would ask, Mazi, Kisawa, what do you call Kisawa? People were showing me. I said, but this is cassava. And then people would say, and you lot do that, and you lot do that. I never learned that. And then I said, but these people don't speak English because I was born a Mana, and besides speaking my language, the only other language I spoke was English, and with English according to how I was taught in school, because we were taught conjugation. So the standard here in Monrovia was lower in terms of English in the interior. And then the lady I stayed with didn't give me enough time to study. I was a very studious person, so I rebelled, I ran away. I know about Monrovia life. I joined the grown-up boys in the street. We were at coconut plantation. We'll be picking coconut and living by the sun. I'll be in the street for a week, sleeping in old cars, going to wakes and picking up bottles and selling in order to go to Crying Cinema, 3 o'clock, 12 o'clock, children's show. So I know a little bit of village life and children life growing up, and a little bit of city life too. So I went back to Maryland Public School. My father was a teacher in the interior, so I went back there. And they were angry that I left Monrovia. They were angry that I was running away from the people I lived with. I was rebelling. So he gave me 50 lashes on my bare back. But I still didn't want to come back to Monrovia. From Maryland, I went to Tapata to go to school. He sent me to the Catholic school, St. Francis Elementary School. And let me say, peace be to his ashes. The founder of that school died a few days ago. Father Tipo, his name was Sonia Tipo, from the Catholic Church. He will be buried tomorrow. And the first of his students to actually finish college. Yeah.
All right then. Thank you. Okay, I want to know, despite being a lawyer or counselor, have you served in any government entity, whether present or past?
Yes, 3. I served, when I was in my early 30s, I served as executive assistant to Dr. Amos Saye. He was the interim president of Liberia from 1990 November to 1994 March. And I was his executive assistant, which means I was assisting him to write his speeches, to write letters, to attend meetings with him, traveling all over West Africa. I went to United Nations with him. He taught me how to write presidential speeches. I wrote a speech that he delivered at the UN, at the OAU, at ECOWAS, and I was able to meet presidents during that time. Today I have a relationship with Abbas Bondo, who is the current Speaker of the Sierra Leonean Parliament, because when he was executive assistant and when he was executive secretary of ECOWAS, I was executive assistant to Dr. Saye and used to meet him so often. Yeah, and then I served as Solicitor General under President Sele. Then after that, I served as Minister of Labor. It was under my administration that the current labor law called Decent Work Act was completed and submitted to the legislature. And then I tried to increase work for Liberians by increasing the work permit fee that foreigners are paying to work here. It was $400 at that time. And there were so many foreigners working, so I increased it to 1,000 US dollars. And when I did it, a lot of foreigners lost their jobs. Their employers sent them back home because it was very expensive now to keep them. And they employ more Liberians in their places. So that was my contribution. It's called Regulation Number 17. That regulation is still being used. Nobody has changed it. One thing I know, when you do good things, it don't change. When I was Solicitor General, I was the first Solicitor General to recommend that only law school graduates become county attorneys. Since 1847, most of the county attorneys were not lawyers, and some of them were not even high school graduates. And I felt that that was unfair, that agents of change must be trained in their area. So I recommended, the president accepted, and for the first time, we had all of the county attorneys, the 15 counties being lawyers. It is still that way, has not changed. I recommended the establishment of a special prosecution unit for rape and other sexual and gender-based violence cases. It was accepted, and that unit was established. I interviewed the first head, the lawyers who were the first to occupy that, and that unit still exists today. So my good changes have never changed.
All right, thank you. All right, then move on. Let's say I want to know, like we want to know that way. Yeah, like when you are opportune now to become president in a country, what is your connection with the American government, your government connection with the American government, especially the international community?
I won the highest award of the biggest human rights organization in the United States called Human Rights Watch.
Wow.
As far back as in 2003.
Okay.
And Human Rights Watch took me on a tour of the United States, including Hollywood and many places. I spoke at universities from the East Coast to the West Coast. And so I'm well known in the United States policy circles. Then, because of my work in Liberia, I was arrested and tortured under the direct order of the President Taylor, and that caused me to go into exile with my family. While I was in exile, I was offered 2 fellowships at Harvard. I got a prestigious W.E.B. Du Bois for Africa and African American research in the W.E.B. Du Bois Institute of African and African American Research, and I did an independent study on rebuilding the justice system. I did not know that I was going to be Solicitor General, but that research prepared me for the changes that I brought later on, in the reforms that I brought in the Solicitor General office, like I was just recommending. I also got a prestigious award for being a Human Rights Policy Fellow at the Carr Center for Human Rights Policy at the Kennedy School of Government, again at Harvard University. And some of the people in the fellowship with me were General Romeo Dallaire, who was the UN commander of the UN peacekeeping force in Rwanda during the genocide in 1994. The other fellow was Robert Stewart. Then the co-director of that center, the head of the center was Michael Inyeti. His co-director was Samantha Powell. I'm giving the names for a reason because later on, I left when I came to Liberia and became Solicitor General. My director, Michael Inyeti, went to Canada and actually ran, he became a member of parliament and ran the campaign to be the Prime Minister of Canada. He lost, but that means politically he went way up. And his co-director, Samantha Power, went on to become United States representative to the United Nations. These are people that know me. And right now she is the head of Global USAID. She's the head of USAID. She and President Obama were classmates at Harvard. And then Roy Stewart went on to become a member of the House of Commons in Great Britain. Right now, his party lost, and so he's teaching at Yale University. We are in contact. Last year, I went to the United States and I was invited to the State Department. And I held 2 hours of thoughtful discussion with the American government through the State Department. I am the only candidate in the race, not former Vice President Barker, not even coming soon, but big man Gongle. I've been invited. I'm the only candidate in the race that I've been invited by the American government through the State Department to discuss issues of Liberia. And I was asked, among 10 priorities of Liberia, what do you want America to do for Liberia? I said, we want free, fair, and transparent election. We want your assistance. So I was very happy. I could take credit for the fact that this year, the American government sent 200 observers to observe the voter registration process. I believe that's the first time that this kind of thing has happened.
Okay.
Yeah. So I have a good relationship with the United States.
Thank you. All right, and you are a lawyer, right? Not just a lawyer, but full-male lawyer. So what are some of your experience? Because serving as a full-male lawyer in Liberia is not easy. Yes, I don't know whether it's made limited to Liberia or you are also serving as a lawyer elsewhere, but for Liberia now, serving as lawyer for the poor, it is not easy. There are too many challenges. So can you share with us some of your challenges faced serving as lawyer in Liberia?
It is tough. Law is an expensive field.
Okay.
When you take a case for court, when you make an assignment, you have to pay money for the assignment to be issued. For example, the clerk of court, you got to use stationery. Then you have to pay somebody to serve the assignment.
Yeah.
So if you take a case for a poor person, you bear the responsibility. Not only your knowledge, but also you are putting it in your pocket and making an assignment. So I've taken so many labor cases, so many criminal cases, most often, sometimes buying food even for my client. So I've done that, but I've enjoyed it. Why? Because when you serve poor people, they remain eternally grateful to you. When you serve a rich person, they pay you, that's it. And I've done work for rich people, I've done work for companies. I do not have a relationship with them, but my relationship with poor people does not end. So, for example, when Taylor put me in jail in 2002, thousands of poor people, not I've served other than, but they heard that I've served poor people, they came to the police station, free counsel of Gongle, and they could have killed them. They didn't care. They would eat to you, the SOD, but they came there because I had sacrificed, for them, and they were prepared to sacrifice for me. If you watch the video, I've gone to more than 330 towns. Everywhere I go, there are testimonies. For example, we went to a place called Jakarta, and the woman said, "Do you know me?" I said, "No, I don't remember." He said, "You helped my family a few years ago." The Grand Gideons, when I go to Grand Gideon, they treat me like a rock star, like a king. I have never received the kind of treatment that I received in Grand Gideon. For example, last year they gave me 3 worship on my visit there for New Year. They gave me 3 white roosters. They gowned me. They pulled up around my wife. They did everything. Because one of the reasons that in 2013, 18 Nigerians were in jail for mercenarism, and it was a case that clearly would have taken a long time, and no lawyer was prepared to go ahead and free of charge. I did. I had them free of charge. And all 18 of them came from all of the districts of Nigeria. So there's no district in Nigeria in which my name is not known. They may not know me, but they know my name. So that is why I recently there was an opinion poll in Nigeria on the radio. The president came number 1, I came number 2, and Barker came way behind. I think it was 418 for George, we had 398 for Councilor Gongle, 17 for Barker, and the other people 0. So, and I know it's in appreciation of the kind of things I've done for them. Yeah.
And for this question, anybody meets you, let's say someone will see you today, someone opportunity to meet you, will also ask you the question because that's something they play on people about ask for them today. Yeah, in one of your conference meeting, your flyers, whatever people see you with broom. Yes, you always see you with broom, and today you are also sitting with broom. So I want to know what this broom indicates.
First, broom is the symbol of my party.
Okay.
Liberian People's Party. And broom came from 1979 when the founder of this party, Dr. Amos Saye, wanted to be city mayor of Monrovia. So we say we sweep Monrovia clean, right? But I've gone further to put in my campaign that the dirt in Liberia today is corruption. So we sweep corruption from the government of Liberia because we need that money to sweep the whole of Liberia. To have money to make Liberia clean, we need to sweep corruption from the government of Liberia. There's so much corruption to the extent that today Liberia is the 10th poorest country in the world. Although Liberia is naturally rich in terms of fertile soil and mineral resources like diamond, gold, iron ore, and everything. The only thing that is stopping Liberia from being developed is the greed and selfishness that people bring the power, corruption. So I want to get there. And broom also represents unity. One string of the broom is easy to break. Together it's difficult to break. I want to unite the Liberian people around combating corruption. And we will sweep corruption from the government of Liberia. This is how we do it. In my government, if you are a minister and you steal 1 cent from government, you steal from government, I will dismiss you immediately. But I will not dismiss you to go home and sit and enjoy the wealth. I will send you to the Anti-Corruption Commission for investigation. And for prosecution, when you are found guilty, you go to jail, maybe about 5 to 10 years. But it's not sufficient. We will then confiscate the balance of the money from you, confiscate all of the properties that you bought with the corruption money, including the bills or girlfriend will take off from you. And then we turn over to give all back to the government of Liberia. Then your family starts suffering, unfortunately. They are not suffering because of the government, they are suffering because of you. And I strongly believe that when 5 ministers are in jail and the family members are suffering, no minister will want to steal again. Because when the ministers don't steal, the deputy don't steal, the comptroller don't steal, the chief accountant, the other people don't steal. When we do that, then we have stopped corruption from government. I strongly believe that those who want to come to government only to steal will be afraid of government job. When we do that, they have finished big corruption from government.
Yeah. So that's why I always use the broom.
Yes. And I want to talk about corruption in one important sector, in the health sector. When you go to JFK today, they tell you, they give you prescriptions and go to the market pharmacy. They don't give you medicine.
Yeah.
The pharmacy at JFK doesn't work. There's no medicine there because of corruption. So when I become president, the first thing I'll do, in my inaugural speech, I will say, the government under my administration will not pay 1 cent for any government official to go to Ghana or any country for medical treatment. Okay. We will all use the system here, and if we don't take care of the system, we will all die here. So the next year, I'll go for medical checkup at JFK. We got a number 1 government hospital in Liberia. When I go there, and tell them to president, we don't have this, we don't have that, we don't have that. I would dismiss the head and turn him or her over to the police for investigation to account for what should be in the hospital. Because I strongly believe if our hospital is not good for the president, then it's not good for any citizen. And I strongly believe that if you have about 10 heads of government hospital and clinics in jail, answering for not taking care of the clinics. Oh yes, in any time anybody go to the hospital now, tablets will be there, everything will be there.
Yeah.
Then we have improved the health system. In that way, we'll make the public health system even better than the private health system.
Okay.
And that's what I intend to do. I intend to so when I do that, nobody will steal again, which means we have swept corruption from the health system.
So all your next being president is all about sweeping corruption.
Because everybody has been president from 1847, the prime is heaven. We'll have railroad, we'll have ships, we'll have this, we'll have that. But when you are stealing, where will you get the money from to do it? Yeah, so one strong rule of law. My number one item on the platform is rule of law. Because if there's chaos, nothing can happen. When there's law and order, other people will want to come to your country. But in a country like this, where because of corruption, auditors are being killed and nothing comes out of it, and then you have hardman business all over the country, ritualistic killing, all when nothing happens, nobody wants to come to that country where human security is not protected. So we use law and order to protect all Liberian citizens and residents of Liberia. Nobody will interfere in police investigation. If you're a minister and you call the police that investigate and fire you and charge you with obstruction of government function, and they will do the same thing with the judiciary. I want the judiciary to be independent. That is why I intend to reduce the salaries of the president, the lawmakers, the ministers, everything. But I will not touch the salary of the judiciary because I want them to be well paid and to have no reason to be corrupt. Because if a judge or a justice is corrupt, I'm a lawyer. I will make sure you are impeached and prosecuted. Yeah.
Thank you. You you're really answering all the questions. Yeah, you're really answering. So let me say, but something here on your platform that talking about youth empowerment. So how you intend empowering our youth, because we found out that Liberian society right now the youth are in the streets, especially taking all kinds of things that beginning crazy. Some of them in the street doing nothing. So how you intend empowering?
So youth empowerment is the number one on my mind. And I have a comprehensive program for youth empowerment. It covers academics, job creation, and sports and entertainment. On the academic side, I want all Liberian children to attend government school from kindergarten to 12 free of charge. With government providing copybooks, pencils, and the parents paying zero fee, no registration fee, no wire fee, no flexibility fee, no graduation fee. We want to do that so that every child can have access to education. The next thing I want to do is to create technical and vocational schools in the 15 counties for all young people to learn skills to become mechanics, carpenters, masons, etc. to prepare for life and to contribute to society. I also intend to have a massive drug program, a rehabilitation program to rehabilitate the young people. But in addition to that, I will use rule of law to stop the inflow of drugs. As long as drugs are coming, even after rehabilitating the young people, some of them will go back to drugs. So I will rehabilitate. I have a rigorous program for combating inflow of drugs. Getting intelligence on DA people who, are probably conniving with some big shots in government to bring drugs to the country. So when we stop inflow of drugs and we rehabilitate the young people, then we'll be productive. So having done that, the next thing I intend to do is to create jobs in the country. Because now I'm training people with skills. I will give incentives to manufacturing companies to establish factories outside Monrovia. Every 50 miles we drop corporate tax. Every 50 miles we drop corporate tax. So the one that is 100 miles away will pay less tax, 150 miles less tax, just like that. When we do that, factories will be established all over the country. At the same time that we are working on our electrification program, I intend to have more hydro, even mini hydros all over the country, so that all Liberians can have access to electricity. We intend to also diversify and use solar. Liberia is a country that has so much sunshine, so we need to use solar. We need to use even windmills along the coast with all the wind that blow. So a combined diversified electrification system will make it cheaper for factories to be established outside Monrovia, even the deep forest like in Fonjama and other places. Then they will create jobs, even though government will not get enough corporate tax. But if a company established in Bagley, for example, or Fonjama, employs 1,000 persons, those 1,000 will be paying income tax to government. Then government tax base has expanded. And then those 1,000 people will be renting rooms and apartments from the local people. The real estate owner will get income, then they'll pay real estate tax to government. So government people will be getting money and government will be getting money. And there'll be a multiplier effect of that kind of policy, because that investment will lead to too many economic activities going on that will generate more income, and government will keep taxing those incomes, right? But the most important aspect of that youth empowerment program, is that the young people everybody will not be living from the interior to come to Monrovia. They will stay home. Because right now, a lot of young people come to this massive rural urban migration. They come here, but they don't find jobs, and their friends lure them into taking marijuana and other drugs to forget their problem. Then they become addicted and they become criminals. I also intend to bring back what I enjoy during tougher time, vacation jobs for students. They keep them off the street, but also teaches them to learn how to earn money. Vacation job, cadet jobs, provide opportunities for that. These are the kind of things, and job training for these young people that have been technical programs, job training with these companies that will be established. These are things that will empower you. Then we'll bring back the cultural center. Not only in Monrovia, but we want to establish cultural centers all over the country for our young people to learn their culture. Not just singing and dancing, but even wood carving, musical instruments, how to produce mud, baskets, all the different things that are culture, weaving, all of that. This that I'm wearing, the cotton came from Lofa County. The cloth came from Lofa County, weaving Lofa. But that knowledge is dying. Can we teach our young people about weaving and the cultural centers? This is good. So that when tourists come here, they get like their fabric. We intend to have comprehensive sport program. Sport that not only football, basketball, and volleyball, like in Nigeria. You go next to the Sierra Leone playing cricket. So I want all the sports in the world that Olympic can have competition for to be exposed to our Liberian youth, so that they too can go to Olympic. Yes, swimming, boxing, track and field, just everything. Long time ago in Liberia, those things Liberia used to compete in from school to school. So I want to have singing, the performing arts. We don't have theater here. We encourage, government build theater, encourage other people in private theaters where people can perform. That's how we produce our own film artists. So we need to do that, because Nigerians are talented, but they don't have avenue for exposing their talents. And I know that. Because myself, I grew up being talented. I play guitar, and do sketching, I do different things. I learned how to float. I can float on the water for 1 hour without shaking my body.
Thank you very much. You have already said it all. Yeah. So people are watching. I just want you to say something to them about this 2023 election. You're confident. Yeah. that I want you to say something to them because it's the last.
So Liberia is the first independent African republic, but it is among the most backward countries, not just in Africa but in the world, that shame business. That is why, and it is so because on election day we take bags of rice, we take money, we take liquor, we take election time scholarship, we take election time microfinancing, and all the goodies that only come during the election time. People cook plenty rice, we eat, and we go and put our future away. And then we suffer poverty. Liberia is a rich country, like I said earlier, with rich soil and mineral resources. Do you know, even in Monrovia before the war, there was a glass factory in Gardersville, and the raw material came from Gardersville. The sand in Gardersville is silicon. Very rich is you make glass bottles out of this white sand in Gardersville. So Liberia is a naturally rich country. But if you don't have a good leader, that natural wealth cannot be translated into income that will be shared among all Liberians. Article 7 of our Constitution says that Liberians are entitled to enjoying maximum benefit from the income generated from the resources of the country. Liberia are required to participate in the economy, but only a good leader can do that. That's the leader that I believe I can be, because everywhere I've gone, I've done things. I've shown that a better Liberia is possible, whether it's a Ministry of Justice, whether it's a Labor Ministry, whether it's the Bar Association. The Bar is transformed today because of my 3 years of leadership. No lawyer in the country can go is without a license. If you don't have a license, you can't appear in court. A license renewed every year. You have to be in good standing with the bar, which means you have to be of good moral character. If you are punished, you can't practice the next year. And before there used to be non-lawyers, they weren't good students going to court. They can't appear. All of them have disappeared from the courts because of the regulation I brought in. And I used the bar, the laws, the bar laws to make the bar self-reliant. The bar does not beg anybody for money now because I made a requirement that to get your license, you must pay all your bar dues. Every lawyer paid over 500. When we pay our bar dues, support dues at 360, some at 180. When we finish paying, the bar has enough money. And I was able to build the first floor of a 3-story building that we designed for the bar headquarters in my 3 years as president of bar. I hosted the first ever international conference in bar. The bar was established in 1907. After 112 years, it hosted the first international conference, the African Bar Convention, under my leadership in 2019. It didn't come by chance. It was based on the quality of my leadership that happened. And the African Bar president said that was the best convention ever. After that, they went to Chad. They told the people in Chad, the lawyers, you didn't match up to Monrovia. They went to Malawi last year. He said, you didn't match up to Malawi. Then he told the South Africans, when they said, I don't know what he has said. He said, you got to go and learn with the Monrovia Convention what the lawyers, the Bar Association did. So you both can do better in South Africa. So good things can come out of Liberia. It only takes, and now I put the bar on the map. This year, many Liberian lawyers went to the African Bar Convention in South Africa. Some of them are now members of the governing board and all of that.
Sure.
So, yes, I strongly believe that Liberia can triumph. It can become a true sweet land of liberty, not just for the few corrupt, but for all Liberians. To the extent that we can make our country even better than the United States of Europe.
Wow.
We're a small country, the resources are here, we can transform lives to the extent that we have migrant workers coming here, there's some job Liberians we need to. That is my vision, and my mission is to make it happen. That is why I'm doing things that no presidential candidate has done before. I'm going to corners, I'm passing through, I'm riding keynotes on difficult river like Sister River, to go across the road to see Liberian people. I'm crossing on monkey bridges. I'm going places. I'm not bluffing today. I was in the top of the car from Boystown Junction to Monrovia, waving the broom to everybody. I'm conscientizing people about the importance of the broom and running a clean government. And at the same time telling them, this is the Liberian flag color. And I strongly believe that this color has been marred. It's now blurred, it's now dim because of corruption. And we can clean up corruption in government and make the single shining star in the blue field of flag to be a respected star and for the color to be respected. That is my mission because I believe it is possible. And that's what I will do. The better library is possible.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this how.
And let me tell the librarian for the number 6.
Number 6.
Let them vote for number 6.
Yes.
6 is a prophetic number for me because I was born August 6th.
Okay.
And then when I play football, I play number 6.
Okay. You get number 6 in the ballot.
Then I got number 6 on the ballot box. But more than that, both for Christians and Muslims and even Jews, they all believe in the Old Testament. The Old Testament says heaven and earth were created in heaven in 6 days. So 6 is a very important number in this election this year. It is one. It's for me a lucky number. I got pin number 6. I born August 6th. And then 6 days, God completed everything. So all the struggle for a better Liberia will end with me.
Yeah.
They will begin now to build a better Liberia.
Thank you. All right. This is how we come to the climax of this interview. I want to say thank you again for allowing us in your conversations, especially with your headquarters.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, those who have ears to hear, you have already heard what our councillor said. You should vote in number 6, don't forget. Okay, I said this before on this platform, and I'm saying it again. This platform is not in support of any political party. But we are open for business, and we are so much excited today to meet with our Councillor Tiawan in Gongle. Thank you. Put your comments in the comment section. And don't forget to share this video and make a wise decision. But what is almost close. Thank you very much.
You are welcome anytime. I'm ready anytime.
Thank you.
And let me say you are a very good interview.